Lyn, you got a chance to check out the car earlier, and you got a chance to meet Hailie and Chase, learn a bit about them. What's it like to have them on your car, or have them running a car tributing you? What do you think of the car compared to yours, and just your thoughts on the two drivers?
Well, I mean, it's awesome even to be sitting here. Thank you very much to be remembered, and it was a great season for me. I have to admit, when I got the call, I was shocked that anybody would even remember that. I still have to honestly say I think it looked better on my car than it does on the new one, but that's just my personal feeling. But it was great to meet Hailie. I followed her career even before she was doing some things last year, and I knew that she was a rising star. I've known that Chase, actually when you were doing sprint car stuff and some other stuff, so I follow the young drivers and what they're doing. So it's just great to be in their presence and to be able to hang with them. You know, they have so much technology in these cars now, so you know, even though they were talking about the way the cars handle and that they're going pretty quick. And you know, but I thought about how, you know, we used to have to go through the gears and we had to shift, and there was a lot of different sort of technology things that we had to do with the cars that they do. But their speeds are good. Hailie's definitely pumped, and it's great to be a part of it and to be back. I always love coming to Daytona anyway, but it's an extra special time to be back here.
And Hailie, how about for you, both meeting Lyn and then also tomorrow's race starts the first of a Daytona double for you. So if you can sort of talk about how you're looking forward to tomorrow, meeting Lyn, and then also looking forward to the double that you're going to be doing.
Yeah, for sure. Meeting Lyn, someone who's had such a historical presence in the sports car racing scene and done so much in her past, and just to pick your brain on everything and everything that you know, especially not just being a racer, being a girl in racing, and also just being a true racer at heart and having pure talent like she has. And I think that is definitely cool to go back and go through old scenarios, different things that we can relate on. And with the race coming up, I'm super excited. I think that it's definitely going to go good. I'm glad it stopped raining, so that's going to help a lot, because I felt like today, coming out driving, especially yesterday too, it was like re-baselining everything in the rain that I learned during the road test. So I think that after the rain stopped, get to the race, we're going to have a good run.
Okay, and we have time for a few questions. Do we have any questions from the audience? We'll start up here with Wolfgang.
Yeah, for you two drivers, as far as I understand, your background is oval racing. How difficult is it, or in case there's a difficulty, to adapt to a road car? And Lyn just said earlier there's a lot of technology in this car now, GT4. Is it much more difficult to set the car up compared to an oval car, in case you can compare?
Yeah, you know, I think for me, you know, I come from a dirt background, and so does Hailie, so I personally feel more comfortable in the rain than the dry. I feel like it's easier for me to kind of make up time, but you know, it's definitely way different than the oval stuff. The mentality is so much different. Just the racing is way different, I think. So, you know, I feel like coming over here is, like I said, my third year now doing this. It's helped me tremendously on the stock car side when we go road racing. I feel like I kind of have more of an advantage than I did in the past. So, yeah, I think, you know, these cars are so fun to drive, but to the technology side of things, you know, I think it makes a young driver that's inexperienced, it makes their learning curve so much quicker when we have all that data to go through. And you know, I know that, for example, when we came down here for the Roar, without data, it'd be really hard to kind of know what to be working on. And, you know, it was pretty easy to pinpoint for specifically Hailie, you know, just trying to work on brake pressure. That's something in the stock car. We don't have ABS. We don't have all that stuff. And the braking is so much different. So that's kind of the same thing I struggled with the first year I came here. And, you know, without data, it'd be hard to kind of know where you're losing time at. So having the technology is huge. You know, obviously it'd be nice to have it on the oval side, but it's definitely nice when you come over here and you're kind of struggling.
Yeah, I think he's got it pretty much right there. But once again, the data has been helping so much. It's like as he said, it's really hard to know where you're messing up or where you could work on or where another driver is better than you, or even if you're better than them in a little part, but they gain you in different parts. So it's something that it's definitely been helping my learning curve, and I feel myself excelling as a road course racer, because I am not a road course racer at heart. I am a dirt racer, and so that's just been something that I've had fun learning, and it's definitely going to be a while before I get better and better, but we're definitely learning as it goes.
Hailie, you mentioned discussions about what it's like to be a girl in racing. What's it like to be a girl in sports car racing, as far as your experience goes, and what can you share with us, you know, about those conversations with Lyn? And then what can you share?
We haven't had all of those conversations yet. We really just met, and I was just delighted that when I walked in the hauler that all these guys knew who I was, and they treated me so welcomingly. But we just kind of got started. We were talking more like trying to give her some tips about how to go out in the rain, because it was raining when I got here. But some of the more other interesting things that we're not going to share with you, we really haven't had yet.
Okay, maybe we can talk later.
We'll talk later, Jonathan.
Haley, sports car racing has a different atmosphere than short track oval racing. Can you just talk about what it's been like for you here in this particular paddock?
Yeah, the biggest learning curve for me is the whole not having spotters thing. And even if you can't have a spotter, that the person next to you might not have one. And so those are different things you have to take into account. The whole paddle shifting between the traction control, ABS, there's a lot of different things I've had to learn, and that I'm still learning, and that you can adjust in the car that most of the time you can't. There's a lot of stuff that you can't do on the oval track. So it's just a learning curve, trying to get better at it, trying to keep in mind everything that I can tune on in the car and what I can do as a driver to be better versus what I want out of the car.
Lynn, a question for you. Do you have a chance to drive the current GT4 car just to compare how different it is to your car that you raced in '85? Is there a possibility that you can not race, but just to drive?
Right. Well, I mean, maybe down the road, it'd be nice, because I think, I don't want to speak, I don't want to overspeak, but I think they're going to actually leave the livery on the car for more than just this race. And, who knows? I mean, I'd love to have a chance to get in and drive it, but that's not a critical piece of all this. I mean, this was just, I don't know. I mean, I've driven paddle shift in an Indy Lights car, and I've driven, some of the technology that's in these cars, but to be honest, I haven't had ABS and I haven't had traction control. But when I have a lot of downforce, a lot of power, I don't really need that. But, it's, if it comes up, it'd be great, but, that's not a critical piece right now.
2020 being the 100th anniversary of women's rights and women's rights to vote, how big of a deal is this year, especially with the record number of women actually in this kind of weekend?
Did you know it's the 100th anniversary when women got the right to vote?
I did not.
I'm
head down, focused on racing. And so I think that it's definitely cool how far everything has come, but for me as a driver, I'm always focused on, okay, when you're the only girl here, you're not worried about being other girls. So I know there's a few other girls racing, and there's a lot of great talent of girls coming up in the sport, and it's definitely taken a long time to get there, and there's still a lot of room for improvement. But I think as of now, it's focused on my racing and how it's going, and trying to be the best driver possible.
So I'm not as worried about the numbers as I am the ones that are there, that get the best out of them and to be able to have them have the best opportunity. But I think it is worth noting that this is the 100th anniversary of when women got the right to vote in the United States. And it is kind of a meaningful moment to step back and realize how far we've come, but yet how much further we have to go.
Chase, are you surprised there aren't more NASCAR guys or drivers here for this event?
Yeah, I mean, I think, last year we had Custer down here in Majeski, and now we don't have either of them. But yeah, it's kind of surprising. I don't know necessarily about in the GT4, but especially, the 24-hour race. And I think a lot of that just goes down to, the manufacturers. There's not a ton of manufactured rides, and that's really the only rides the NASCAR guys can run. So it's cool that Kyle's here, running the 24. I know I'd love to run the 24 one day, but I was actually texting back and forth with Keselowski last night. He acted like he wanted to come do it. So it'd be awesome to come see more of those guys do it. It's, like I said earlier, I feel like it's really helped me on the road course side on the NASCAR stuff. So I kind of hope that they don't do it, because it obviously makes them better, but at the same time, it would be cool to kind of get some more of those guys down here and just, kind of mesh both fan bases together. I think it'd be awesome to see NASCAR fans come see what this stuff's like. And it's cool for me, coming from dirt racing, the atmosphere is totally different than this. And then NASCAR racing, they all have their own unique little atmosphere, and it'd be cool for the NASCAR fans to experience it.
All right, thank you guys very much. Appreciate your time.